Hello beautiful people, Amanda here with another Oracle card deck review for you. This time we are going to take a look at Colette Baron-Reid's Goddess Power Oracle deck. A beautiful deck I've been working with myself for the last few years and I really enjoy working with it regularly. We are taking a look at the larger boxed set, so it's more like that A4 size box. I'll just show you, it's got quite a thick side to it, and it has the larger guidebook inside. The cards themselves are the same size and exactly the same whether you get the larger box set or the smaller box set. When I say smaller, it is essentially a normal size Oracle boxed set when you buy the smaller box. It's only marginally bigger than the cards, that box set, and so of course has a smaller guidebook that comes with it. So the author, of course, is Colette Baron-Reid, and it is illustrated by Jena DellaGrottaglia. And let's just take a little squizzy at our guidebook. So it's a lovely guidebook in this one. And Colette Baron-Reid actually begins by kind of taking you through the story of how this deck came to be. You know, the research that she was doing and what happened, and being able to connect with those goddesses and bring through their channeled messages for each of the cards as well. So I found that a really lovely thing to read and connect with myself, and helping to connect with the deck personally. So that was really nice. And she also actually pulls a 4-card spread particularly for the person reading the deck or owning the deck. And that's really nice to read through her interpretation of those messages as well. Then she of course jumps into the actual working with this particular deck, from shuffling your deck, about the messages and upside down cards, asking a question, and then gives you a whole bunch of spreads that you could use. So right from your 1-card pull to a 3-card Goddess Power Council spread, special guidance spread, 4 jewels of the goddess spread, full moon illuminating, and a new moon intention spread. And then she talks a bit about the course correction card, which is Colette's name for when we add an extra card onto a card that we've got in a reading where we want that bit extra information because maybe it's not quite clear, the message that we want, or we want to go a little bit deeper. So she calls that the course correction card. And then she invites you to get in and connect with the goddesses and the cards. So every single card essentially has a double page spread. We do have the image, so then you definitely know you found the right card. And there's both an empowerment message and an alignment message for each card. So the difference there is when your cards come up upright, then you read the empowerment message. If your card happens to come up reversed, then you read the alignment message instead. So it's kind of nice to have a deck that specifically gives you those reversed meanings, and you don't have to try and reimagine what that meaning is, or tune in and try and intuitively bring through, you know, the change or the shift that might be coming through because that card has come up reversed. So that's really lovely to have the both distinct messages there. And of course all the cards are depicted the same. And right at the back she also has a recommended reading section as well. So if you want to work with goddesses or learn more about certain goddesses, she actually has a recommended reading section as well, which is lovely. So a good size guidebook there, lots of information for us. As I say, it is a 52 card spread. Oh, I'll show you the back as well. The back's really pretty. It's got like the triple goddess, and we've got almost like a tree of life and lots of beautiful knotwork and spirals. Really pretty back. And I love the fact with this deck that we actually have goddesses from many different traditions, many different cultures and backgrounds. So you really start to learn more about some of the other divinities you might never have worked with, never have heard of before, and some of how they feel to connect with and what they can actually help us with as well. So I found that really interesting too, because there's quite a number that are in here that I'm sure you've probably never heard of before, but you can really explore a different energy to connect with. I think the imagery is really beautiful in this deck. Definitely, personally, I find not all the divinities are depicted the way that I perhaps perceive them for myself, but that's fine. I haven't found that that's been a block to be able to work with these cards at all. I find a lot of them are depicted in a way that makes sense to me, or maybe has aspects of ways that I've seen those particular goddesses before myself in meditations, etc. But there's only a couple that I don't necessarily resonate with how it's being shown in the card. I find it holds lots of energy in this deck, and I feel like the more that you work with it, the more energy it does hold. And I find it's really good, not just for doing oracle card readings, but also to have it, you know, maybe have a card for that particular divinity you're working with. Have it upright on your altar or your sacred space for when you're doing spells or rituals or meditations, just as a way to help remind you of that particular divinity that you're calling on and working with, and even just to help, you know, create perhaps a stronger connection. So a really beautiful deck. Really lovely to work with. I would love to know what you think of the deck, if you've happened to have your own deck, or even just seeing what I've kind of shown you today. What are your thoughts and feelings about this particular deck? So do let me know what you think. Don't forget, this deck is available through Mystical Dragon. We have it in our e-store as well as in person in our store in Seaford, Victoria, Australia. So you can check that out as well. Very versatile deck, which I hope you do take a look at for yourself and enjoy working with. So sending out lots of blessings for you, wishing you really beautiful connections, and I look forward to touching base with you again.